Nearly 1 million tulips are blooming across Ottawa right now as part of the Canadian Tulip Festival. Some of the most brilliant displays can be found at Commissioner's Park, which is where we find gardening expert Mark Cullen this morning. I love this time of year, taking a look at those beautiful tulips there. Mark, good morning.
Well, you would love it even more here, Beverly. I wish I could get this message to Jeff that there's one thing this morning more intoxicating than gin and tonic, and that's where I am right here in the nation's capital. It is unbelievable. You mentioned earlier in the show, almost 1 million tulips have been planted here in Ottawa. But that's just tulips. There are daffodils in full bloom elsewhere as well, all over the city. The whole city is in bloom. Over 300 locations that the National Capital Commission have planted up, and they're at their peak right now.
You know, tell me a little bit about, because I mean the festival itself is so beautiful and it's got such a rich history and a great story.
A fantastic story. You know, the Princess of the Netherlands, Juliana, in 1943, gave birth to Princess Wilhelmina. And that was in the Ottawa General Hospital. And they deemed the whole floor property or well, a part of the Netherlands while the Netherlands was under Nazi occupation. When the war was finished, of course, they made a gift of 100,000 tulip bulbs in 1945 to the city of Ottawa. As a result, they continued to give 20,000 tulips and continue to do that to this very day. And as a result, we've created this wonderful festival that's managed by the National Capital Commission. And what I have right here, Bev, you'll be very interested to know, is the brand new Canada 150. That's what it's called, the Canada 150 tulip bulb. And I'm standing in front of a bed. You can see as we sweep through here with the camera, this fabulous tulip that depicts not just the colors of the Canadian flag, but the eternal flame, which of course we have right here on Parliament Hill. So
they created that to help celebrate the 150th.
They created this in the Netherlands to celebrate the Canada's 150th anniversary, which of course is not this year but next. But the thing about bulbs is this: you have to plant them in the fall if you want them to bloom in the spring. So all of these, of course, were planned over a year ago but planted in the ground last October and early November. You could do the same. Just look for this box. It's a product that's going to be available at home hardware stores coast to coast to coast this September and October, Bev.
And there's a number of different garden beds and places within Ottawa to be able to see these wonderful tulips. Tell us about, you know, when people can go, for how long, and when they're in the most brilliant color.
Well, first of all, they're at their very peak right now, but it is cool here. It's a lovely 14, 15 degrees, as Jeff will tell you. And that means that these tulips will hold very nicely through the weekend. The festival, and I underline festival because there's a lot connected with the blooming of the tulips, including all kinds of musical celebrations and food and drink, and just a great time right through until the end of Monday. That's Holiday Monday. I think that's the 23rd, coming up this weekend. So the big climax to this festival is coming up this weekend. And most of the hotels are booked. If you want to come to Ottawa for the Tulip Festival, then try and get a room here in Ottawa. If that's difficult, go to Gatineau. I know that they've got some, Gatineau and Hull, they have some rooms available still. It's a very, very busy time in Ottawa because of the Tulip Festival.
Yeah, busy and beautiful. Mark, thanks so much for this. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Well, the Canadian Tulip Festival, as Mark mentioned, runs through to May 23rd. We'll have a link, by the way, on our website.